This chapter name is Network Theorems. A theorem, maybe definition will be there, but basically why it will be useful, how it will be useful for us. It will be useful to simplify the complex situations and give us fast answers. So to simplify network and the simplified calculations, we use the theorems. Here we will learn many theorems, some of them mainly. First one is superposition theorem, which we have seen already, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Superposition theorem. Then Thevenin and Norton's theorem. Okay, let me write the name. Thevenin and Norton theorem. This is one. Second one. Next, third one is maximum power transfer theorem. Next, reciprocity theorem. And finally, Millman's theorem. So these are the things that we are going to see. Have you learned any of this before?
No, sir.
Okay. So first one is superposition theorem. Superposition theorem is applicable when the network has more than one source. In superposition theorem, SP theorem will be useful if network has more than one source. So what it is, why it is, as it is a different approach of learning, we will learn from the questions. Let us directly move on to the questions to learn what is superposition theorem. Unlike the normal trend, we don't see the definitions, all these things. We directly learn from the problems only. Okay, see this question. Determine V naught using superposition theorem. Here is V naught. And we have to determine that V naught quantity using our superposition theorem. So let us keep this question aside. So see that there are many independent sources. See, 10 volts is an independent voltage source. 5 amperes is independent current source. Then 2ix is what? Dependent?
Current source.
No, dependent voltage source.
Voltage source.
Huh?
Voltage.
Yes, minus plus.
Yes.
It's a dependent voltage source. This dependent voltage source is depending on which quantity? Current. That current is flowing through this branch, which is flowing through the 5 ohm resistor. Okay. Next one is, what is there here? Dependent
Current source.
Current source, and that current source is depending on Vx value. Yes. That Vx is the voltage across this 10 volts. That means whenever this Vx changes, this current also changes. But it is not the case with this particular 5 amperes. So it is not depending on any of the parameters. Okay. So that is the question. Let us see one by one, slowly we will see. So this superposition theorem is applicable for network which has what? More than one source. Here there are many sources, right? Here there are many sources. What this superposition theorem says, it says the response, that means response means one term is known as excitation, and due to excitation there will be a response. Okay, so here excitation will be in the form of voltage or current. Here response will also be in the form of voltage or current. So it says voltage or current in any linear element is algebraic sum of voltage or current at that element if each source is acting alone. Suppose I have taken the voltage across this 20 ohms. Thus, V naught is how to calculate that V naught. It is the algebraic sum of voltage due to 10 volts acting alone and 5 amperes acting alone. Okay, so like this, if independent sources only exist, that is only 10 volt exists, and what 5 amperes should be replaced by? As it is a current source, its internal impedance is what? Infinity. Okay, so it is replaced by short circuit. So like that, we will replace each independent source by its internal impedance, and then we will calculate what? Individually, ఇక్కడ V01 we will calculate due to this 10 volt source, and then we calculate the V0 due to 5 amperes when 10 volts does not exist, that we call as V02. Then we add these two to get the actual V0 value. That is what is superposition theorem, yes or no? So here the internal impedance of voltage is a short circuit. Okay, short circuit. That is, when we consider only 5 ampere source, we have to remove this 10 volt source. What we should remove, what we should replace this 10 volt with its internal impedance, which is 0 ohms. Okay, 0 ohms ante short circuit. That short circuit, if you apply, V becomes 0. Okay, then if we want to consider only the 10 volt source, we will nullify, or we will replace the 5 amperes, that is a current source, by what?
Open circuit.
Open circuit. Then I becomes 0. Okay, if there is an open circuit, no current can flow through it, correct? So that's why we call I as 0. If there is short circuit, voltage between this particular point and this particular point is always what? 0. That's why we say V is equal to 0. So what about the dependent sources? There is one dependent source here and one more dependent source here. Superposition theorem law, we will not deactivate any dependent sources. So don't deactivate any dependent sources. Don't disturb them. Okay. So then this theorem is only applicable to linear elements in the circuit. Okay, to linear elements of a circuit. Linear elements means what all it consists of? R, L, C, transformer. Okay, either let they be time variant or time invariant. Time తో పాటు vary అవ్వచ్చు అవ్వకపోవచ్చు. So in all these cases, we apply the superposition theorem. So what are the other points, important points? This superposition theorem is applicable to both active and passive networks. Active and passive networks. Applicable to the networks with initial conditions. At time t is equal to 0, they will give some initial conditions. So to such kind of networks also it is applicable. Third thing, not applicable for the calculation of power. This also we will see why it is not applicable for calculation of power. And lastly, for a circuit with different frequencies, that is more than one frequency, we have to use only superposition theorem to calculate any voltage or current. And different frequencies means what? Something like 4 sine omega t plus 40 degrees plus 5 sine of 3 omega t plus 80 degrees, something like this. So there is omega also, there is 3 omega also. So there are different frequencies. So in that case, only superposition theorem is applicable. No other theorems we need to use. Next one, in the case of circuit with different frequencies, okay, the superposition theorem is applicable for calculation of powers also. So initially we said it's not applicable for calculation of power, A case law, for the cases with single frequency. But if the circuit is with multiple frequency, okay, frequency అనేది ఎక్కడ తెలుస్తుంది, ఇక్కడ ఒమేగా దగ్గర తెలుస్తుంది. ఒమేగా 1 ఇక్కడ ఇంకో ఒమేగా ఉంది ప్లస్ ఇంకో ఎన్ని ఒమేగాలో అయినా ఉంది. Okay, in that case that superposition theorem we can use for power calculations also. Okay, this is the required theory about superposition theorem. Let us go with this question first. Okay, so first what we have to do, we want what do we actually want in this question? We need V naught. So to find V naught, first let us see only the independent sources. Don't disturb the dependent sources. First we'll consider only 10 volts. Okay, so the case one, only when 10 volts is active. If only 10 volts is active, which one will be inactive? 5 amperes will
5
be
amperes.
inactive. What we have to replace that 5 amperes by?
Short open circuit.
Open circuit. So if you replace it by an open circuit, then this dots represents it is removed and replaced by open circuit. So ఇది ఇక్కడికి వస్తుంది కదా, this node is same as this particular node. This node is same as this particular node. So we can end the circuit here. So let me redraw the circuit. There is 5 ohm. There is 0.4 Vx. Plus minus there is V naught. Actually it is V naught 1 because we are going to calculate due to one particular source. This 20 ohms. This plus minus Vx. This is 10 ohms. So only 10 volts is present now. Here we missed something. Minus plus 2Ix. Okay, so in this particular source, we need to find V naught 1. So how to find?
Here.
So here we try to use the nodal analysis. So to find V naught 1, we need to know what is the current flowing here. So let us take this particular node. Let me call that node as P. So from P, sum of all the outgoing currents must be equal to 0. So what are all outgoing currents? First one is 0.4 into Vx. So 0.4 Vx plus what is the other outgoing current from here? Vx by 10, right? So Vx by 10 is equal to 0. So what is the value of Vx from here? 1 by 10 means 0.1. 0.1 plus 0.4, 0.5. 0.5 Vx is equal to 0. So Vx is what?
0.
0. Okay, Vx is 0. As Vx is 0, no current is flowing from here and voltage across 10 ohms is also 0. So no current is flowing in this circuit. That means only current that flows is from here. Okay, so this is what? Ix. In one more way also we can say that Vx is 0. We need not perform any mathematics. By common sense we can say ఇలా వెళ్తున్న కరెంట్ వచ్చేసి ఎంత అవుతుంది Vx by 10 అవుతుంది. ఇలా వెళ్తున్న కరెంట్ వచ్చేసి అక్కడే ఇచ్చారు 0.4 Vx అవుతుంది. సో 0.4 Vx, this 0.4 into some value, this 0.1 into some value. How can 0.4 into some value becomes 0.1 into some value? If that value is 0, then only it is possible. So from that directly you can say Vx is 0. Okay, here let me call it not V naught dash. Let me call it V naught dash here. So V naught dash is what? So this is 10 volts, 10 multiplied by 20 by 20.5. Okay, so this is redundant actually here. No circuit is flowing in this. So here అర్థమైందా ఎలా రాసాను V naught dash is equal to ఈ టర్మ్.
సార్ లేదు సార్ వోల్టేజ్ డివైడర్ రూల్.
No, if what is the current Ix? Ix is total voltage divided by total resistance. Total resistance is 20 plus 5, 25. So if the current flowing through this Ix ఇక్కడ నుంచి వస్తుంది, టోటల్ అంతా ఇక్కడికి వెళ్తుంది. ఎందుకంటే ఇక్కడికి వెళ్ళే కరెంట్ ఏమీ లేదు కాబట్టి టోటల్ కరెంట్ అంతా 20 ohms గుండా వెళ్తుంది. So the voltage across 20 ohm resistor is nothing but V naught dash, which is what? 10 by 20 plus 5 into 20, right? V is equal to IR formula.
ఓకే సార్.
Okay, this is one way of calculation. Second way of calculation is just like we have learned the current division rule in the first chapter. Here this is voltage division rule. The total voltage when it has to be, so current division rule enti, when there is a current I which is distributed between two parallel R1 R2 sources, then what is current flowing through R1? It is I into R2 by R1 plus R2. గుర్తుందా ఇది?
సార్
ఇదే విధంగా దీనికి డ్యూయల్ voltage division rule enti, if there is a voltage here and two resistances are in series R1 R2, then what is the voltage across R2? Voltage across R2 is total voltage into R2 divided by R1 plus R2. అదే ఇక్కడ అప్లై చేసాం. సో the same thing is applied here. Okay, so ఈ విధంగా చేయొచ్చు, ఇలా చేయొచ్చు, two ways. సో దీన్ని సాల్వ్ చేస్తే ఏమొస్తుంది మనకు? Let me remove this. So if I solve this, what will I get? 10 into 20 by 25, 5 4s, 5 5s, 5 2s, you get 8 volts. Let me take it as equation number 1. Okay, ఎలా వచ్చింది అర్థమైందా?
yes sir.
Only 10 volts is considered and we are nullifying the 5 amperes. Now what we have to do, you say me?
5 amperes కన్సిడర్ చేసి 10 volts ఓపెన్ సర్క్యూట్.
Very good. So now case 2, only 5 amperes is active and 10 volts is nullified. So what we have to replace with the 10 volts with?
షార్ట్ సర్క్యూట్.
Short circuit. So when you short circuit, how we can draw the circuit? So 10 volts in a place low. So this place is 10 volt source which replaced by short circuit. So then in the upper branch there is 5 ohm. Then here there is what? 0.4 into Vx, 20 ohms, and we want this particular one. I will call as V naught double dash.
ఓకే.
The case 2 covered. Case 2 we have. Then we have Vx here, 10 volts here. Minus plus 2Ix. Then 5 amperes source only is there here. Okay. Now let me consider this node. Okay, this node. What I finally need to find? Why I'm doing the second case? What I need to find?
V naught double dash.
Yes, V naught double dash. V naught single dash we already found and found it as 8 volts. Now at node B, if you write the Kirchhoff's current law, the incoming current is 5 amperes, right? It is coming here, and outgoing currents are here and here. Okay, both are there. So right, 5 is equal to what? First
0.4
current is Vx by time plus 0.4 Vx. So if we simplify, 0.1 Vx plus 0.4 Vx becomes 0.5 Vx is equal to 5. That is Vx is equal to 5 by 0.5. 5 by 0.5 is 0.1. So 1 by 0.1, that is 10 volts. So Vx we got it as 10 volts. Now to find V naught double dash, we need to find the current through the 20 ohm resistor. Why? Only when we know the current, we can apply the formula V is equal to IR and easily calculate V naught double dash. Okay, here R is what? 20 ohms. So to do that, to know what is the current through this 20 ohms, we need to consider what? The incoming currents is equal to outgoing current. So in the question itself, it is given that, see here, Ix is the current flowing through 5 ohms. So if I want to know the current flowing through 20 ohms, what currents I have to consider? First one is Ix, second one is
0.4 Vx.
Vx, 0.4 Vx. So current through the 20 ohm resistor, that is outgoing current from this particular node A. A నుంచి బయటికి వెళ్ళే current ఏంటి? I20 ohms. అంటే current through the 20 ohm, which is the sum of the incoming currents Ix plus 0.4 Vx. Are you comfortable with all this now?
Yes, sir.
So that I can go fast.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Now to know the value of Ix, what I have to do? Let me. So to find the value of Ix, we write the KVL, Kirchhoff's voltage law. Kirchhoff's voltage law in this loop. Okay, in this loop. So what will be the first one? Let us start from 5 ohms. So it becomes 5 into Ix, right? V is equal to IR. Plus 20 into, what is the current through 20? It is Ix plus 0.4 Vx. 0.4 Vx. Vx, did we already found Vx? So 0.4 Vx will be
10 volts.
So this is 20 into Ix plus 0.4 Vx. What it will become equal to? 0, because sum of all voltages in a mesh or a loop is 0 by applying the KVL. So what can I substitute here? 5Ix plus 20 Ix plus, so 0.4 Vx అంటే ఎంత? 0.4 into 10 అంటే 4. 4 into 20, 8. So is equal to 0. That is 25 Ix plus 80 is equal to 0. From this we get Ix as, substitute చేస్తే minus 80 by 25, that is minus 16 by 5 amperes. So if you take this value, and substitute here, okay, what will I get?
Current already
minus 16 by 5 plus 0.4 into Vx ఎంత? 10. So minus 16 by 5 plus ఇదెంత అవుతుంది? 0.4 into 10 is 4. So 20 minus 16 by 5, that is 4 by 5. So as we have already got I20 ohms, what is the only thing that is remaining? Voltage across 20 ohm, that is V naught double dash. So by applying the formula V is equal to IR, it is 4 by 5 into 20, 16 volts. So now by using the superposition theorem, in the first case we have got 8 volts, and we have again here got 16 volts. So the answer for our question is V naught. V naught is V naught dash plus V naught double dash, which is what?
16%.
24 volts. That is the answer. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So the same question, let me minimize this question first. So case 1 is completed. Now this is case 2. I'm going to minimize this. Okay. So the same question, if you want to solve it by using nodal equation, you can, this is one way of solving the question. This is not the only way. So if you use nodal equation, how many nodes are there? See, without considering any superposition theorem, if you want to solve this question using nodal analysis, first node, second node, uh, third node, okay? This we take it as 0. So there are 3 nodes, right? You have to apply nodal analysis at 3 nodes. It takes more time. Because there are how many nodes? 3 nodes.
Yes.
And also if you want to, you can also use source transformation. What is source transformation? An voltage source with in series with a resistance can be replaced by a current source in parallel with the same resistance, right? Source transformation I already chosen. If you can use source transformation also. Again, it also takes more time to do because source transformation చేసి ఆ తర్వాత simplifying the circuit, then to get the answer it takes more time. And same thing with mesh analysis also. Mesh analysis, how many mesh are there? 3 mesh. 1, 2, 3. So it also takes more time because there are 3 mesh. So actually the superposition theorem is reducing our time to solve this question. That's why in these cases where we have more than one source, we use superposition theorem. So this is the use. Now, what are the observations from here? First one, if circuit has more than one source, I'm writing shorthand, I'm not writing the entire statement. Circuit has more than one source, then use superposition theorem. Second one, at a time only one independent source will be active. So if you use superposition theorem, at a time only one independent source is active. Next, third observation. Independent voltage source is replaced by what? Short circuit. And independent current source is replaced by a open circuit. And last important thing, don't deactivate. What? Don't deactivate
Dependent sources.
dependent sources. These things you have to keep in mind for applying the superposition theorem. Okay?
Okay, sir.
Shall we move to the next question?
Yes, sir.
So if you want to write, you can write the observations.
సార్ ఒకవేళ క్వశ్చన్ లో సూపర్ పొజిషన్ థీరం ఇవ్వలేదు అనుకోండి అప్పుడు మనం ఏం చేయాలి సార్?
So this is just for the sake of doing this question. I have given this statement using superposition theorem and చెప్పాను. But in exams, definitely they won't give using superposition theorem. Unless it's a conventional exam like our university exams, they won't ask. So they will just ask determine V naught. Now, by observing the network, you have seen that there are many sources, one source, second source, independent sources. Then it should strike to your mind, rather than using source transformation or nodal analysis or mesh analysis, if I go for superposition theorem, then I will get it in a shorter time. Okay?
Okay.
So, next. Want to write anything?
రాసుకున్నాను సార్.
So see the question carefully. First understand it once. Table lists various data measurements. So there is a linear circuit here given. The current in milliamperes. So I is here, then V2 is here, V3 is here, and V0 is here. Okay. For various values of I, V2 and V3, V0 are given. So then they are asking for I1 is equal to 1 ampere, V2 is equal to minus 40 and V3 is equal to this thing minus 10 volts. IE, V3, V2 ఇచ్చిన తర్వాత ఏమడిగారు V0 అడిగారు. So they have given three different cases in which they have given the combinations of I, V2 and V3 and gave V0 value also. Now it is our duty to find out V0 when these particular values occur. So observe that here also there are many sources, right? So naturally it should occur to our mind that we have to use what?
Superposition.
Superposition theorem. Okay. So in this kind of problems, we what actually is happening, we'll observe. This is a linear circuit. That means all the values here, I, V2, V3, and V0 are linearly related. Okay, linearly related. So here we use something known as homogeneity principle. This is a new concept for you. So as this is a linear circuit, so linear circuit obeys, we have seen superposition theorem. So it obeys superposition theorem, obviously. And one more thing, it obeys. That thing is known as homogeneity principle. So what is this homogeneity principle? It says in a linear network, in any linear network, if excitation is multiplied by k times or increased or decreased by k times, then response in all the branches will also be multiplied by the same k times. In only linear circuit this happens. So it says if excitation is increased by k times, then what happens? Response also will be increased by k times. Okay, that means if see here, if we go from here to here, V2 is increased by how many times? Minus 2 into k is equal to 3, I think, k minus 3 by 2. So it increased by minus 3 by 2 times. Then remaining elements also must be increased by same times. Okay. That relation I'm going to say you. What is that linear relation? Okay. So this means you can write V0. V0 kada nee kavalsina question lo. You can write V0 as K1I plus K2 V2 plus K3 V3. Okay. Why we wrote here? First one, homogeneity principle batti, if I is increased by K1, then it should get reflected in V0. If V2 is increased by K2 times, then it should get reflected in V0. Similar thing with V3 also. And why we are adding these three, this one and this one and this one? By superposition principle, right? Superposition theorem says we have to add three or more than one sources independently. considering all the other sources are inactive. Okay, so this is the linear relationship. Let me call this equation as equation A. Okay, equation A. Now, using the values in the table, let us substitute this. First value, what can I write? Can you see the values? P naught is what? Minus 3, right?
-3,
Minus 3 is equal to K1 into I and the
50,
50 milli at a
10 power minus
minus 3 plus K2 into V2 is 5.
3, K,
V2, sorry, V2 is minus 2, right? Minus 2. కనిపించలేదా అది?
confusion sir, -2,
Minus 2 plus K3 into 5. Okay. This is equation number 1. Wait a minute. Hello. Class lo Okay, you're able to hear me, right?
yes sir,
So that is the first equation. Then say me what is second equation? Come on.
2 equal to
2 equal to
K1,
K1
0,
to 0. అంటే 0 నే కదా. You can remove this.
K2 into 3K2
3K2
plus 5K3.
5K3. Okay. This is equation number 2. Let us take and say the third equation. 0 equal to
0, 2K2
2K2
plus 4K3.
plus 4K. Okay. So this is equation number 3. So how to get the K2 and K3 from here?
K2 equal to minus 4K3.
So you multiply the K2 cancel చేయాలంటే you have to multiply this by 2. 2 తో multiply చేస్తే ఏమవుతుంది? 2 2s 4 is equal to 6K2 plus 10K3 and multiply this by what?
Into 3.
3 తో multiply చేస్తే 0 is equal to 6K2 plus 12K3. Am I right?
Yes sir.
So this first equation minus second equation చేస్తే ఏమవుతుంది? 4 is equal to 6 minus 6 is 0 plus 10 minus 12 is minus 2K3. So from this K3 we'll get it as 4 by minus 2, that is minus 2. Okay.
Yes sir.
K3 is minus 2. So by using K3 value, can we calculate K2 also?
Yes sir.
So if this is the easier equation. So 0 is equal to 2 into minus 2, that is minus 4 plus 4K3. Sorry, 2K2 plus 4K3 ante minus 8. So K2 becomes what? 8 by 2, that is 4. So K2 వచ్చేసింది, K3 వచ్చేసింది. ఇప్పుడు కావాల్సింది ఏంటి? Only the thing is that we need is
K1.
K1 from first equation you can find K1. K1 minus 3 is equal to K1 into 50 into 10 power minus 3 plus K2 into minus 2 is minus 8 plus K3 into 5 is minus 10. So minus 8 minus 10 minus 18. If it goes that side, it becomes 15. 15 is equal to K1 into this. So K1 is 15 by 50 into 10 power 3. So that becomes K1, we will get it as sorry. So దీని కనుక సాల్వ్ చేస్తే మనకు 300 వస్తుంది. Okay. So what is the main equation? This is the main equation. Let us take this and let me minimize all this. So what we got here, K1, K2, K3 వచ్చేసింది. If you substitute here, what will I get? B0 is equal to 300 into I plus K2 and the 4. 4 into V2, K3 is minus 2. So minus 2 into V3. And the values of IE, V2 and V3 are given in the question, right? So if you substitute those values, what will I get?
V0.
V0 is 300 into, give me the values. I is 1 plus 4 into
minus 40
plus 2 into minus 10. So if you substitute the values, you will get 300 minus 160 plus 20. It is 320 minus 160. It is 160 volts. The answer is 160 volts. So why you have solved this question? First thing is to introduce the homogeneity principle. That is, if an excitation is multiplied by k times, then response will also be multiplied by k times. And also we have used here superposition principle also. So considering each source as a time, we have calculated the value of V0. Okay? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So the answer. So V0 అనేది అడిగారు కాబట్టి so the answer is 160 volts. Let us move to the next question.
Okay, sir.
Okay, see the next question. A DC circuit has a voltage source V, a current source I, and several resistors. DC circuit means what? That which do not have any AC element. AC source kani, it's like A sin omega t అలాంటివి ఏం లేనివి. That is DC. So a DC circuit has a voltage source V. The current source and several resistors. A particular resistance R dissipates a power of 4 watts when V alone is active. The same resistor R dissipates a power of 9 watts when I alone is active. The power dissipated by R when both sources are active will be dash. Can you directly say the answer?
Sir, adding both.
So what will be the answer?
13 also.
13? 13 watts, sir?
Watts.
13 watts.
Yes.
Okay. Will I give so easy question for you?
No. No.
Okay. So
Hello, sir.
yes. So what we have to see from here, we cannot use superposition theorem for power addition. అది వోల్టేజ్ కరెంట్స్ కి మనం యాడ్ చేయొచ్చు రెండు డిఫరెంట్ వోల్టేజ్ సోర్సెస్ లేదా రెండు డిఫరెంట్ కరెంట్ సోర్సెస్ superposition theorem ఉపయోగించి we can add individually the response due to both the current and voltage source. Like that we can do. But here what is asked?
Power dissipated.
Power లో మనం యాడ్ చేయగలమా? We cannot. So let us see what is this, why they have given this question actually. Is it still visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, so DC source అన్నాడు. So DC source has a voltage V, a current source I, and there is several resistors. A particular resistor has dissipated when V alone is active. When I alone is active, it dissipates some other value. So let us see an example now. Forget about that question. Let me see this example. So there is one 4-volt source. What is this source? 4-volt and 6-volt ఇక్కడ ఉన్నాయి. And this is connected to a resistor like this. Let me take that value of resistor as 2 ohms. So using superposition theorem, if I using superposition theorem, if I want the current in the circuit only due to 4 volt, we will nullify 6 volts, right? So nullifying 6 volts only due to 4 volts, what will be the I1? That is current.
సార్ అలా కూడా చేయొచ్చా సార్? రెండు వోల్టేజ్ సోర్సెస్ ఉన్నప్పుడు. హలో సార్.
Yes. రెండు వోల్టేజ్ సోర్సెస్ ఉన్నప్పుడు ఒక వోల్టేజ్ సోర్స్ ఏం చేస్తున్నాం? షార్ట్ సర్క్యూట్ చేస్తున్నాం. ఒక వోల్టేజ్ షార్ట్ సర్క్యూట్ చేస్తే వాట్ విల్ ద కరెంట్? V is equal to IR. So I is equal to V by R. V which is 4 by 2. 4 by 2 అంటే 2 amperes. So power in the power absorbed by the 2 ohm ఏమవుతుంది? P is equal to I square R, right? So I1 square R, which is 2 square into 2, that is 4 into 2, that is 8 watts.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then separately considering only 6 volts. In that case, what will you do? You will nullify the 4 volts and activate the 6 volts.
6 volts.
So if there is only 6 volts, then what will be the current in the circuit? I2
3 amperes.
3 amperes. So power in the 2 volts will be 2 ohms will be again I2 square into R, IR, that will be 9 into 2, 18 watts. So see here, ఈ రెండింటిని యాడ్ చేస్తే ఏమొస్తుంది? నువ్వు చెప్పినట్టు you asked me to add the both powers, right? So P1 plus P2 చేస్తే 8 plus 18, that is 26 watts, right?
Yes.
Okay, let us actually do the problem. But actually what happens? But actually what is the current flowing through 2 ohms? So ఇది 4 volts. Let us now take the original circuit where we activate both the sources. ఒకటి 4 volts, రెండోది 6 volts. అంటే రెండు యాడ్ చేస్తే ఎంత అవుతుంది? 10 volts, right?
Both voltage
plus 6. So you can replace this both of these with 4 plus 6 is 10 volts. 10 volts లో అయితే కరెంట్ ఎంత అవుతుంది? కరెంట్ is going to be V by R, that is 10 by 2, 5 amperes. So what will be the power absorbed by the 2 ohms? I square R, that is 5 square into 2, that is 25 into 2 is 50 watts.
Yes, sir.
So 50 watts is actually the power absorbed by 2 ohms. ఇది రియల్ ఇదేంటిది? సూపర్పోజిషన్ థియరం వాడాను. సూపర్పోజిషన్ థియరం వాడితే పవర్ ఎంత వచ్చింది? 26 watts వచ్చింది. So this right or wrong? Wrong. What is actually what we have to observe here? What is the observation here is the actual power which is equal to I square R. This is nothing but what? I1 plus I2 whole square into R. అవునా కదా?
Yes, sir.
I1 ఎంత? 2.
2 amperes.
I2 ఎంత?
3
3. 2 plus 3 whole square అంటే ఎంత?
5 square.
అప్పుడు కరెక్ట్ ఆన్సర్ వచ్చిందా?
Yes, sir.
Now use, but this is what? I1 plus I2 whole square into R. అప్పుడు కరెక్ట్ ఆన్సర్ వచ్చింది. But what we have used here? P1 plus P2. P1 is what? I1 square into R plus P2 is I2 square into R. This side what we have? I1 plus I2 whole square into R. This gave the value 26 watts and this gave the value as 50 watts. ఈ రెండు ఒకటేనా? One is A plus B whole square, one is A square plus B square. We cannot say A plus B whole square as A square plus B square, right? So this is not equal. Okay, that is the reason why we cannot use superposition theorem for power calculations. ఇప్పుడు అర్థమైంది ఎందుకు వాడకూడదు?
Yes, sir.
So for power calculations, we cannot apply superposition theorem for any DC circuits. Okay, but there is an exception. But in AC circuit, there are some special cases where we can use superposition theorem for power calculations. Power calculations can be done using what? Superposition theorem. Okay, so we will see that cases in the next questions. Raboye questions lo we will see it later. ఇప్పుడు ప్రస్తుతానికి ఈ క్వశ్చన్కి వస్తే, have you understood why you should not use the superposition theorem? Why we directly should not add 9 plus 4? 9 plus 4 చేయకూడదు. మరి ఏం చేయాలి? I will say. So now what we have to do? See, using so a resistor ఏదైతే ఉందో, we don't know what is the circuit actually. ఒక DC సోర్స్ లో ఉండన్నాడు, we cannot draw the circuit because we don't know the placement. B ఇలా ఉండి, R ఇలా ఉండి, I ఇలా ఉంటుందా? ఓకే, ఉండొచ్చు, లేదా ఇంకో విధంగా I ఇక్కడ కూడా ఉండొచ్చు. So we cannot draw the circuit. But one thing we can understand, the resistor is the hero here. We want to find the power dissipated by the resistor. Resistor and the power dissipate చేసుకుని కనుక్కోవాలంటే we need to find the current through the resistor. Okay, so what we have to find here, we have to find I1 first of all, that is current in the resistor due to a single voltage source such that the current source alone is deactivated. Okay, only due to the voltage source we have to find I1. Then only due to the current source we have to find I2, given that the voltage source is deactivated. So when we find I1 and I2, what we have to do now? You say me? We have to add both and square of that into our resistance. Use as the answer. But see this formula carefully. I can write this formula as I1 plus I2 whole square into, what can I write? R ni local raste ఏమని రాయొచ్చు? I1 plus I2 into R power 1 by 2 whole square అని రాయొచ్చు? Can I write like this?
Yes, sir.
Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
That becomes, I can write this as root of I1 plus I2 whole square into R and right, sir?
Yes, sir.
That is, దీనికి మళ్ళీ whole square ఉంది.
Sir. Okay. Okay, sir.
Okay, so don't go by this. Yes, this is correct only. So let us see for particular formula. I am giving this formula for you. Root P1 plus or minus root P2 whole square. Okay, root P1 plus. So where P1 is the power dissipated in the resistor due to voltage source alone, and P2 is the power dissipated in the resistor due to current source alone. So root p1 ఎంత అవుతుంది? Root of i1 into r square plus or minus root p2 అంటే ఎంత అవుతుంది? Root of i2 into r square. The entire term is whole square. Okay, forget about all this.
Okay,
So this becomes root i1 into r అని రాసుకోవచ్చు, ప్లస్ ఆర్ మైనస్ రూట్ i2 into r అని రాసుకోవచ్చు,
yes, sir.
హోల్ స్క్వేర్. r ని బయట రాస్తే ఏమవుతుంది? రూట్ i1 ప్లస్ ఆర్ మైనస్ రూట్ i2 కామన్ గా ఇంటూ r అని రాయొచ్చు. సో ఇఫ్ యూ రైట్ r outside, you can write it as r square. Okay.
Okay.
So this is where we have to apply our formula. Okay. So root i1 into r ante root i1 into r ante root p1, root i2 into r ante root p2. Root p1 plus root p2 whole square is the net formula for our effective power. So this is root p1 plus root p2 whole square. Minus kuda enduku rastunnamante one current may be like this and one current may be like this. In that case, the minus will take care of. Okay. Now p1 is given in the question as 4, p2 is given as
P2 9 ones.
9. So root 4 plus or minus root 9 whole square. This is 2 plus or minus 3 whole square అవుతుంది. So plus అయితే 2 plus 3 whole square 25 అవుతుంది. అంటే 2 plus 3 is 5, 5 square is 25. Minus అయితే 2 minus 3 is minus 1, minus 1 whole square is 1. So either of these answers are correct. Whichever is given in the option, that value will be correct. 25 watts is also correct, 1 watt is also correct. So the question actually here is the power dissipated by the resistance R when both sources are active will be either 25 watts or 1 watt. How we got this? This, when we simplify somehow, you will later do it, you will get the formula root p1 plus or minus root p2 whole square వస్తుంది. From there you can write. Okay. So దీని కనుక ఈజీ అయింది. p1 plus p2 ప్లస్ ఆర్ మైనస్ 2 రూట్ p1 p2 అవుతుంది కదా. ఇక్కడ వాల్యూస్ p1 బదులు i1 స్క్వేర్ ఆరు, p2 బదులు i2 స్క్వేర్ ఆరు, ఇక్కడ p1 p2 బదులు ఆ వాల్యూ సబ్స్టిట్యూట్ చేస్తే నీకు మళ్ళీ ఇది ఎక్స్పాండ్ చేస్తే ఏమొస్తుందో అదే వస్తుంది. యూ కెన్ ఈజీలీ మ్యాథమెటికలీ డూ ఇట్. ఓకే. సో లెట్ మీ రిమూవ్ ఆల్ దిస్. హ్యావ్ యూ అండర్స్టూడ్ ఆర్ డూ హ్యావ్ టు డూ ఇట్ మ్యాథమెటికలీ?
సార్ అర్థమైంది. ఇక్కడ లాస్ట్ లో రూట్ ఆఫ్ i1 ప్లస్ ఆర్ మైనస్ రూట్ ఆఫ్ i2 అని హోల్ స్క్వేర్ ఉంది కదా సార్, లాస్ట్ రైట్ కార్నర్ లో
ఇదా
కింద సార్,
ఇదా
అది ఆర్ స్క్వేర్ కరెక్టా సార్?
లాస్ట్ పేరు
అంటే ఆల్రెడీ 2 r ఉన్నాయి.
కరెక్టే, కరెక్టే. రూట్ ఆర్ స్క్వేర్ కామన్ తీయొచ్చు, ఆర్ స్క్వేర్ బయటకు వస్తే ఆర్ స్క్వేర్ అవుతుంది. కరెక్టే. బట్ ఇలాగ సింపుల్
అక్కడ హోల్ స్క్వేర్ ఉంది కదా మళ్ళీ ఆర్ కి.
ఇదా ఈ స్టెప్ నువ్వు చెప్పేది?
yes sir,
ఈ స్టెప్ ఏనా?
yes sir.
సో ఏంటి డౌట్?
ఆర్ స్క్వేరా లేకుంటే ఆర్ పవర్ 4 అని?
i1 సారీ పవర్ అంటే i స్క్వేర్ ఆర్ కదా. సో వీ మేడ్ ఏ మిస్టేక్ హియర్. సో ఇక్కడ p1 అంటే యూ షుడ్ రైట్ ఇట్ యాస్ i స్క్వేర్ ఇంటూ ఆర్. ఇక్కడ కూడా i స్క్వేర్ ఇంటూ ఆర్, అక్కడ తప్పు పోయినట్టు. సో లైక్ దట్ వీ కెన్ టేక్ రూట్ ఆర్ కామన్. రూట్ ఆర్ కామన్ తీస్తే బయటకు ఆర్ వస్తుంది.
ఓకే,
ఇప్పుడు అర్థమైందా? రాసేదా?
yes sir. no need sir.
Okay. Okay, understood, right? So
Yes, sir.
observation from this question is what? We cannot use superposition theorem using
Power.
for calculation of power.
Power.
And there are few exceptions which we will see later. Okay.
Okay.
Shall we move on to the next question?
Sir,
Or
yes
is
sir.
it sufficient today? It is a very big question.
సరే
This is the last ఇది superposition theorem సంబంధించి లాస్ట్ క్వశ్చన్ ఇది.
ఓకే
Will take another 10 minutes.
ఓకే సార్.
So or can you do one thing? Can you try this?
Yes sir.
This is a different frequency question. ఇక్కడ పవర్ క్యాలిక్యులేషన్ కోసం మనం సూపర్ పొజిషన్ థియరం వాడొచ్చు. ఎన్ని ఫ్రీక్వెన్సీస్ ఉన్నాయి ఇక్కడ? cos t ఉంది, cos 2t ఉంది. cos t లో ఒమేగా is equal to 1 కదా, cos 2t లో ఒమేగా is equal to 2. Omega is equal to 1 and omega is equal to 2. So there are two frequencies here, and this is a typical example where we can use superposition theorem for power calculations. Okay, so quickly I will go through this. You need not understand ippudu ardham avvochu kaakapochu, but I will give you a hint how to solve this, and you can do this on your own. Okay, and I am deliberately giving this as a homework for you.
Okay sir.
Let us see how you can do, so that you will get a hint how to solve this. So quickly I will say, here there are two frequencies. First one is omega is 1 is equal to 1 and omega 2 is equal to 2. So if there are different frequencies in a question, then rest is assured this that you have to always apply what? Superposition theorem. Enti reason enti? Because there is something here, reactance, reactive elements like inductor, capacitor. Inductor, capacitor kunna reactances enti? Okati XL, inkoti XC. XL value you take, it is omega into L, right? So this value changes with omega. XL value మారిపోతూ ఉంటుంది. omega 1 కి omega 2 కి XL value మారిపోతుంది. అంటే కన్సిస్టెంట్ గా నువ్వు KVL, KCL ఇవన్నీ అప్లై చేయలేవు ఇక్కడ. So you should go for superposition theorem. So what we do in superposition theorem? First case is if only voltage source is present. Okay, let us take this particular voltage source. Omega 2 మాత్రమే ఉంది సర్క్యూట్ లో. ఈ ఒమేగా యూనిట్స్ ఏంటి? రేడియన్ పర్ సెకండ్. ఒమేగా అంటే ఏంటి అసలు? ఫ్రీక్వెన్సీ ఎఫ్ కదా. ఇదేంటి? ఒమేగా ఇస్ ఈక్వల్ టు 2π f. ఓకే, 2π ఇంటూ ఫ్రీక్వెన్సీ ఇస్ ఒమేగా. అంటే అందుకని దీన్ని కూడా ఫ్రీక్వెన్సీ అంటాము. ఇది ఫ్రీక్వెన్సీ అంటాము. దీన్ని ఏమంటాం? యాంగిల్. 2π ఇస్ యాంగిల్. యాంగిల్ ని ఫ్రీక్వెన్సీతో మల్టిప్లై చేసింది కాబట్టి ఏమంటాం దీన్ని? యాంగులర్ ఫ్రీక్వెన్సీ. యాంగులర్ ఫ్రీక్వెన్సీ. So here only considering the first source. What is the first source? 5 cos 2t. And omega 2 అయితే XL ఎంత అవుతుంది ఇక్కడ? Omega into L అంటే 2 into 2. That is 4 units ఏంటి? Ohms. Similarly XC is equal to 1 by omega C. That is 1 by 2 into C ఎంత? 0.5. That is 1 ohm. So if you redraw the circuit with these values, what will you get? Ide pi circuit e source lekunda draw cheste you have here 5 cos t 2t ni nenu emani raskochu phasor analysis lo. This is a peak value and 5 by root 2 అని రాసుకోవచ్చు. 5 by root 2 angle ఏమని రాయొచ్చు? 0 degrees, right? So this is a AC source, and first one is, what is this?
4 ohms.
Second one is
4
JXL ante J4, and here it is 0.5 F బదులు ఏం రాయొచ్చు? minus J1, right? Minus J1. So this is our circuit. ఇంకా ఇది లేనట్టే. ఇక్కడ ఓపెన్ సర్క్యూట్ పెట్టేస్తే ఈ పాయింట్ సమానం అయిపోతుంది. దిస్ పాయింట్ ఆల్సో బికమ్స్ దిస్ పాయింట్. సో దోస్ పాయింట్స్ యు హావ్ ఆల్రెడీ ఇండికేటెడ్ ఇన్ ద సర్క్యూట్. Now what do we want now? I of t. I of t is the current flowing through the capacitor. అంటే ఇలా వెళ్ళే కరెంట్ I of t. సో I of t ని నేను ఫేజర్ ఫామ్ లో I dash అని రాసుకుంటాను. I dash ఎందుకు రాసాను? బట్ బికాస్ దిస్ ఇస్ ద కేస్ 1, ఓన్లీ V is present. సో I dash ఏమవుతుంది? V by Z అవుతుంది. V ఎంత? 5/2 యాంగిల్ 0 by Z is 4 plus J4 minus J1 అంటే 4 plus J4 minus J1 ఎంత? J3 కదా? J3. So this when we write in above one you keep it in the phasor form, below one if you write in what you say phasor form, what will you get? Root of 4 square plus 3 square, that is root 25, that is 5, and tan inverse 3/4. Okay, this is tan inverse 3/4. This 5/√2. Okay, now this becomes 1/√2 angle. కింద యాంగిల్ పైకి వస్తే ఏమవుతుంది? మైనస్ అవుతుంది. మైనస్ tan inverse 3/4. ఇవన్నీ ఈ కాన్సెప్ట్స్ అన్ని ఇంతకుముందే చూసాం కదా. యాంగిల్ పైకి వస్తే మైనస్ అవ్వడం. సో I dash వచ్చేసి 1/√2 మైనస్ tan inverse 3/4 అయితే I of t ఏమవుతుంది? అంటే I dash of t అంటే ఇది ఫేజర్ డొమైన్. నేను టైం డొమైన్ లో రాస్తే ఎలా రాస్తాను? ఇలాంటివి చేసాం మనం సెకండ్ చాప్టర్ లో. ఇది ఏం వాల్యూ? ఇది పీక్ వాల్యూ ఆర్ఎంఎస్ వాల్యూ? ఆర్ఎంఎస్. ఇలా ఉంటే పీక్ వాల్యూ. ఈ 5 అనేది పీక్ వాల్యూ అంటాం. ఈ విధంగా ఫేజర్ ఫామ్ లో ఉంటే ఖచ్చితంగా ఇది ఏమవుతుంది? ఆర్ఎంఎస్ వాల్యూ అవుతుంది. సో ఆర్ఎంఎస్ వాల్యూ ఇక్కడ పీక్ వాల్యూ రాయాలి అంటే టైం డొమైన్ లో. అంటే నేను ఆర్ యాంగిల్ టీటా ఉన్న ఫామ్ నుంచి నేను సంథింగ్ లైక్ ఏ సైన్ ఆఫ్ ఒమేగా టీ ప్లస్ టెటా ఇలా రాయాలి. ఓకే, ఇలా రాయాలంటే నేను ఈ ఫేజర్ ఫామ్ లో ఉన్నదాన్ని టైం డొమైన్ లో రాయాలి. సో టైం డొమైన్ లో రాయాలంటే దిస్ ఆర్ఎంఎస్ వాల్యూ వీ హ్యావ్ టు కన్వర్ట్ ఇట్ ఇంటూ పీక్ వాల్యూ. హౌ యూ డూ దట్? వీ మల్టిప్లై విత్ √2, రైట్? అంతేగా. సో √2 తో మల్టిప్లై చేస్తే యూ విల్ గెట్ 1 ఇంటూ ఆల్వేస్ ఫేజర్ ఫామ్ ని టైం డొమైన్ లో రాయాలంటే మనం కాస్ లో రాస్తాం. కాస్ ఒమేగా టీ. ఒమేగా ఎంత ఇక్కడ? 2t. యాంగిల్ ఎంత? మైనస్ tan inverse 3/4. యాంగిల్ ఉంది కదా ఇక్కడ, మైనస్ tan inverse 3/4. దిస్ ఈస్ ఈక్వేషన్ నెంబర్ 1. ఓకే, సో వాట్ వీ హ్యావ్ డన్ నౌ? Using superposition theorem, we only consider the voltage source. We open circuited the current source and we calculated the I of t. The same thing we are going to do with 2 cos t. So using 2 cos t, what can I do? You say me? That will be case 2, right?
Yes, sir.
సో కేస్ 1 అయిపోయింది. కేస్ 2 లో we short circuit the voltage source. సో ఓన్లీ కరెంట్ సోర్స్ ఉంటుంది ఇక్కడ. ఓన్లీ కరెంట్ సోర్స్. ఓన్లీ కరెంట్ సోర్స్ ఉంటే ఈ షార్ట్ సర్క్యూట్ అయిన సర్క్యూట్ ఎలా ఉంటుంది? సో 5 cos t ఉన్న చోట షార్ట్ సర్క్యూట్ చేస్తాము. 4 ohms is here, 2 Henry is here, and 0.5 farad is here. What is this? 2 cos t is here. Okay, here the current is I dash అయిపోయింది కాబట్టి దీన్ని I double dash అనుకుంటాం. సో ఇది ఆల్రెడీ కనుక్కున్నాం. ఇది 4 volts. ఇక్కడ J into XL అంటే J omega L. ఇక్కడ ఒమేగా ఎంత? 1. సో 1 into 2 is 2. సో ఇక్కడ ఏం రాస్తాం? J2 రాస్తాం. ఇక్కడ 0.1 farad బదులు 1 by omega c kada, 1 by omega is 1 and c is 0.5 అంటే 1 by 1 by 2 అంటే 2 minus j2 రాస్తా. ఓకే, సో మైనస్ j2 రాస్తే i double dash ఏమవుతుంది? I double dash is the current flowing from here. What I want? I want the current flowing through minus j2. So what you will use here? Current division rule, right? ఇక్కడ నుంచి ఒక కరెంట్ అనేది వస్తుంది. ఆ కరెంట్ ఇదొక ఇలా ఒక బ్రాంచ్ లో వెళ్తుంది, ఇలా ఒక బ్రాంచ్ లో వెళ్తుంది. ఓకే, సో ద కరెంట్ బై కరెంట్ డివిజన్ రూల్ వాట్ కెన్ ఐ రైట్? ఇక్కడ 2 cos t బదులు ఏమని రాసుకోవచ్చు? 2 is the peak value divided by root 2 is the so this gives what? RMS value as root 2. So ikkada root 2 angle 0 అని రాసుకోవచ్చా? Yes. So that total current of root 2 multiplied with this particular impedance ఏమవుతుంది? 4 plus j2 divided by totally రెండు యాడ్ చేయాలి. 4 plus j2 minus j2. 4 plus j2 ఒక బ్రాంచ్ లో ఉన్న ఇంపెడెన్స్ ప్లస్ మైనస్ j2. సో ప్లస్ j2 మైనస్ j2 క్యాన్సిల్ అవుతాయి అండ్ దిస్ బ్రింగ్స్ us to what? root 2 by 4 అవుతుంది. అంటే root 2 by 2 into 2. సో 1 by 2 root 2 అవునా? ఒక root 2 క్యాన్సిల్ అవుతుంది. ఇక్కడ 4 plus j root 2 అలాగే ఉంటుంది. దీన్ని పూర్తిగా సింప్లిఫై చేస్తే మనకి ఏమొస్తుంది? యు గెట్ root 2 by 2 into 2 plus j వస్తుంది. ఇది ఎలా వస్తుందనే నువ్వు తర్వాత చేసి చూడు. ఓకే, now the magnitude, దీని magnitude ఫార్మ్ ఎంత? root 2 by 2 into 2 plus j magnitude ఫార్మ్ లో రాస్తే ఎలా రాస్తాం? root of 2 square plus 1 square. Okay, so this becomes root 5 into root 2, that is root 10 by 2. Angle ఏమవుతుంది? tan inverse of 1 by 2, right? Angle is tan inverse of 1 by 2. Are you following?
Yes sir.
So this is phasor form. ఇప్పుడు మనం r theta form లో రాసాం. ఇక్కడ నుంచి i double dash of t టైం డొమైన్ లో ఎలా రాయాలి? ఈ ఇచ్చిన వాల్యూ, ఈ వాల్యూ అనేది RMS వాల్యూ. RMS వాల్యూ పీక్ వాల్యూ రాయాలంటే ఏం చేయాలి? ఇంటూ రూట్ 2 చేయాలి. అవునా? ఇంటూ రూట్ 2 చేస్తే యూ విల్ గెట్ root 10 by 2 into root 2. ఇక్కడ కింద 2 ని root 2 into root 2 అని రాసుకోవచ్చా? సో ఒక root 2 క్యాన్సిల్ అయిపోతుంది, ఇంకేం మిగులుతుంది? root of 10 by 2 అంటే root 5. root 5 తో పాటు root 5 cos of omega t. omega ఎంత ఇక్కడ? 1. సో t మైనస్ ఎందుకు అవుతుంది? ఇది న్యూమరేటర్ లోనే కదా ఉంది tan ఇన్వర్స్ అనేది. సో t ప్లస్ tan ఇన్వర్స్ 1 by 2. This is equation number 2. Okay, now due to voltage source we got I1 I dash, and due to current source we got I double dash here. ఇప్పుడు by using superposition theorem దీన్ని మరియు దీన్ని యాడ్ చేస్తే మనకు టోటల్ కరెంట్ త్రూ ఇది వస్తుంది. అవునా? yes. So the total current I of t is I dash of t plus I double dash of t, which gives, so ఈ వాల్యూ ఎంత? cos 2t minus tan inverse 1 by 4. cos of 2t minus tan inverse 1 by 4 plus ఈ వాల్యూ root 5 cos of t plus tan inverse 1 by 2. ఓకే, ఇక్కడతో ఒక పార్ట్ అయింది. I of t అనేది కనుక్కున్నాం. క్వశ్చన్ లో I of t అడిగారు కదా, I of t అనేది కనుక్కున్నాం. నెక్స్ట్ ఏం చేయాలి? సెకండ్ పార్ట్ ఆఫ్ ద క్వశ్చన్ ఏంటి? ఫైండ్ ద యావరేజ్ పవర్ అబ్జర్వ్డ్ బై R. ఓకే, సో ఆ యావరేజ్ పవర్ అబ్జర్వ్ బై ఆర్ కనుక్కోవాలంటే ఆర్ ఎక్కడుంది, ఇదే కదా ఆర్ అంటే 4 ohms. ఓకే, 4 ohms గుండా ఎంత కరెంట్ ఫ్లో అవుతుందో ఇప్పుడు మనం ఏదైతే చేసామో ఐ ఆఫ్ టీ అని, అదే విధంగా దీని గుండా వెళ్ళే కరెంట్ అనేది ఫైండ్ చేయాలి. ఒకటి ఫస్ట్ కేసులో 5 cos t టు 2t వల్ల మాత్రమే కరెంట్ అనేది ఫ్లో అయ్యేది ఎంతో ఫైండ్ చేయాలి. సెకండ్ కేసులో 2 cos t వల్ల ఫ్లో అయ్యే కరెంట్ ఎంత ఉందో ఫైండ్ చేయాలి. ఆ రెండింటిని ఏం చేయాలి, యాడ్ చేయాలి. యాడ్ చేసి సపోజ్ ఒక దాని వాల్యూ i1 అనుకుందాం, ఇంకో దాని వాల్యూ i2 అనుకుందాం. సో దీన్ని స్క్వేర్ చేసి దేంతో మల్టిప్లై చేయాలి, i స్క్వేర్ ఆర్. ఓకే, i స్క్వేర్ ఇంటూ ఆర్ చేస్తే అప్పుడు మనకు ఆన్సర్ వస్తుంది. దట్ ఈస్ ద సెకండ్ పార్ట్. విల్ యూ ట్రై దట్?
Yes, sir.
ఓకే, యూ ప్లీజ్ ట్రై దట్. అండ్ ద ఆన్సర్, సెకండ్ పార్ట్కి ఆన్సర్ వచ్చేసి ఎంత వస్తుందంటే ద యావరేజ్ పవర్. యావరేజ్ పవర్ వాడేటప్పుడు ఎప్పుడు కూడా ఆర్ఎంఎస్ వాల్యూసే తీసుకోవాలి. ఓకే, అంటే ఇక్కడ నేను అన్నాను కదా i1 ప్లస్ i2 హోల్ స్క్వేర్ ఇంటూ ఆర్ అని. ఇక్కడ i1 అంటే ఆర్ఎంఎస్ వాల్యూ తీసుకోవాలి, i2 అంటే ఆర్ఎంఎస్ వాల్యూ తీసుకోవాలి. పీక్ వాల్యూస్ తీసుకుంటే తప్పు వస్తుంది.
Okay, sir.
సో యావరేజ్ పవర్ ఆన్సర్ ఎంత వస్తుందంటే 4 watts వస్తుంది.
Okay.
ఓకే, you try that and tomorrow we'll discuss if you don't get.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Okay, we'll stop here.
Okay, sir.
And there is very very important thing that I want to discuss from this problem. అదేంటంటే ఈ ఫ్రీక్వెన్సీ కేసుల్లో you can actually prove that the power calculations also can be done using superposition theorem. ఇక్కడ యాక్చువల్గా నువ్వు ఏం అబ్జర్వ్ చేయొచ్చు అంటే i1 RMS ఫైండ్ చేస్తే నీకు 1/√2 వస్తుంది ఏ కేసులో, ఈ సెకండ్ కేసుకి సంబంధించి చెప్తున్నాను. అంటే కేవలం 5 cos t ఉన్నప్పుడు 1/√2 వస్తుంది. అండ్ పవర్ క్యాలిక్యులేషన్ ఎంత అవుతుంది, P1 i1 RMS హోల్ స్క్వేర్ ఇంటూ ఆర్. ఆర్ అంటే 4 ohms, అంటే 1/√2 ఇంటూ స్క్వేర్ హోల్ స్క్వేర్ ఇంటూ 4 చేస్తే నీకు 2 watts వస్తుంది. సిమిలర్లీ i2 RMS కనుక నువ్వు ఫైండ్ చేస్తే ఎలా ఫైండ్ చేయాలి, ఈ కేస్ 1 కేస్ 2 లాగానే ఇక్కడ కూడా చేయాలి. చేస్తే అగైన్ యూ విల్ గెట్ 1/√2. P2 in that case will be i2 RMS square into r, that is 1/√2 whole square into 4. That also will get it as 2 watt. And నువ్వు ఈ విధంగా చేస్తే ఎంత వస్తుంది వాల్యూ, 4 watts వస్తుంది కదా. Is it the addition of these two? Of course, yes. So in this case what is happening, ఒక్కొక్క సోర్స్ అంటే సింగిల్ ఫ్రీక్వెన్సీ గల సోర్స్ తీసుకుంటే ఒక్కొక్క కేసులో ఎంత నాకు వ్యాటేజ్ అనేది వచ్చిందో నేను కరెంట్ రెండింటి కేసులో కనుక్కొని i1 ప్లస్ i2 హోల్ స్క్వేర్ ఇంటూ ఆర్ ఫైండ్ చేసినా కూడా నాకు అలాగే అంతే వస్తుంది. దట్ ఈస్ హియర్ P1 ప్లస్ P2 ఏం దేనికి ఈక్వల్ అవుతుంది, ఇక్కడ P కి ఈక్వల్ అవుతుంది. దట్ ఈస్ పవర్ ఈక్వేషన్ ఈస్ వ్యాలిడ్ హియర్. అండ్ దిస్ హ్యాపెన్స్ ఓన్లీ ఇన్ ద కేస్ ఆఫ్ ఫ్రీక్వెన్సీ డొమైన్. అంటే రెండు డిఫరెంట్ ఫ్రీక్వెన్సీస్ కనుక ఉంటే then the power in the individual circuit is equal to sum of power in the both due to both sources. I hope it is not clear. ఇంతకు ముందు క్వశ్చన్ అర్థమైనంత క్లియర్ గా ఇది లేదు, అవునా? Okay, you listen to this second question again and do it as a homework and find out whether P is equal to P1 plus P2 or not.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, then we'll stop here.
Thank you, sir.